music's most legendary performers, Mr. Curley Fox. Hi, Curly.
Howdy doody. I'm beside, buddy. How you doing, Archie? Good to see you. At my age, I'm glad to see anybody.
50 years ago, you made a record 50 years ago, over 50 years ago.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it was. Let's see. But no, I don't know what it was. Not was it? Yeah, he said, yeah, that's good enough.
Well, they know.
No, I tell you, it was 1929 the first time I made it.
29.
I recorded with the Rowan County Ramblers.
Yeah.
They needed a guitar beater, and I'd played some with the Skillet Lickers, you know, the old timers.
Gid
Tanner and his Skillet Lickers, yeah.
Who was the Rowan County Ramblers?
Oh, let's see if I remember. Old man Jim McCarroll. And I think, if I'm not bad mistake, Jim's still living. He's right at 90.
Right, and if Roy Acuff were here, and if he's listening, he knows.
Who?
Roy Acuff.
Oh, yeah, Roy. Teacup? I mean, Roy, yeah.
You remember Roy?
I know him, Lord, yeah. I know him since heck as a pup.
Jim McCarroll was one of those, he was really a good fiddler.
He was a good fiddle player. And not only that was innovation to use and so forth and so on, you know, it's good.
How was that? The Carolina Tar Heels, who was that?
That was a fellow named Claude Davis. I think his real name was Dennis, but he went with the name of Claude Davis, and good singer. Played guitar, little fiddle, and he had two nephews. His name was Kaiser. Now, it's been years since I've even seen them boys. I know one of them passed away, and so was Davis this time. But anyway, they lived in Gastonia, North Carolina. The first radio work I ever did was 1932, and they were on WSB in Atlanta. Old man Lambton Kay was general manager. I remember Roy McMillan, who only retired not too long, was one that named me Curly, and I like to have a conniption fit.
You did?
Yeah, I didn't like that. Sissy. I thought it was Sissy named me though, and buddy, it stuck, and I've never been able to get rid of it since.
Now, have you always been a fiddler?
Huh?
Did you play any other instrument?
Oh yeah, I played a little mandolin, little fiddle. I played guitar first though. Riley Puckett was my long tooth, man. That old boy could really, he'd get them bass runs, you know.
Oh yeah.
Sing.
Dun, dun, dun.
And had a voice that knocked it back into the building out. He used to, you know, the old city auditorium in Chattanooga, and didn't have a PA set.
No, there was no such thing.
And this was in the late 30s, or in the early 30s and middle 30s. And he'd sing Little Old Log Cabin in the Lane and Careless Love and stuff like that.
And you could hear him a mile.
Oh. And he could sit down and lay it. He picked the basses with his forefinger and the trebles with this finger. And he got that's why he got such a, I call it on top of the beat rhythm, syncopated rhythm is all I can call it. But it may be wrong because I ain't no musician. I mean, I don't know music by word. But it's a Mexican rhythm. There's a back. We're
talking about everybody else, but you're probably the #1 old-time fiddler in the country.
Well, they tell me that, and then sometimes I wonder when I listen.
These old fiddle tunes that you know, the real old things, didn't they come from the old country, or how did you get those?
Archie, that has always been, I tell you what I think about it. If you've listened to symphony, string section, I love symphony, really, string section especially. And they'll have interludes in there, I guess you'd call it that, like Devil's Dream. Like that, and Turkey in the Straw, a lot of that stuff. And they were called breakdowns. Now they call them hold downs and knockdowns and bluegrass and so forth and so on.
An Irish jig was a kind of a
oh yeah, that's 6/8 time. Yeah, the Irish 6/8 time. Yeah.
For the
Irish. Haste to the Wedding and all those old Irish songs were 6/8 time and really good. I like them.
I want you and I to look at a tape of you back in 1965 with a very famous number.
Our friend Curley Fox here has been performing on this old stage for many years. Who, me?
Yes, is this the first stage you ever worked on, Curly?
No, first thing I was ever on was Well Fargo.
I guess a lot of us remember that old jarhead mule down around the barn about 5 o'clock in the morning that you made famous. How'd that go, Curly?
No. So much, he's tired tonight. We better do something a little sweeter.
I can understand that. Here's the national champion fiddler, Curley Fox, and the Mockingbird Reel.
Thank you, buddy. Here we go. Thank you.
That was the Mockingbird Reel by old Curley Fox.
Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you arrange that, or was that a tune?
That was my own arrangement of it, and I started playing that way back in the 20s, before I started playing professionally.
You still working much?
I tell you a little joke on that.
Yeah, tell me a little joke on that.
A friend of mine, his name's Jose, I should have said,
Feliciano?
or close to it. No, he's Spanish. He lived down on the coast, you know. And at that time I was in Texas, and Isaac Stern was visiting. I'd met Isaac one time, way back. He wouldn't know him as Madame Doll Fox, but he's a fine violinist. Isaac Stern is.
Oh yeah.
As you know, and so he was visiting with Jose, and Jose said, "Hey, Senior Curley, I got something to tell you." He was in the cafeteria at KPRC, and he said, "I got a compliment for you." I said, "Who from?" "Isaac Stern. Would you believe it?" I said, "Yeah, what, they tell me to shut up?" No. He said, he wanted to know how you got up in 7th position when you played the Mockingbird. Said, I told him you was a self-taught fiddler. So I said, what? How you got up in 7th position? I said, where is 7th position? And he liked to die. He said, oh, wait till I tell Isaac. He'll die. He'll die. You didn't know where 7th position was. I didn't. I come up over the fingerboard, you know, and get all the strings and make the bird whistle, you know.
And we'll be back right after this. an old-time fiddler. Curly?
Don't make it too old, Archie.
you know.
Dang, I'm on the Father Time beats you to it.
I might go into a little thing here and ask you how old you are. How old are you?
How old am I? Well, let's see. I had a birthday the 9th of November. November. September, no. But anyway, I had a birthday then, and I would have been 73. I was 68, actually.
Yeah.
I'd have been 73, but I was sick 5 years.
Well, not...
I ain't gonna count that. I didn't have no fun.
No, you had didn't do anything during that period. I remember you had a group called the Tennessee Firecrackers.
That's right. First
WSB in Atlanta.
We come Puritan and I, and old man says starving to death through. I tell you it's true. We thought, I thought it would be easy. And so the boys, they all quit. In fact, he and I got into a scrap of a thing. And come back to Atlanta, and Mr. Lambton Kay, he gave us the spot. And it was kind of dirty of us in a way. Yeah. But I thought, and I wished he'd have took it back though in a little while, because I tell you, we didn't miss no meals, but we postponed quite a few.
Now I want to ask you, in 1937, you teamed up with Texas Ruby on WSM and
36, actually.
Was it 36?
Where we met, I met her at the Texas Centennial. I was playing there at Will Rogers Auditorium. It was brand new there. It was the first year it opened.
Texas Ruby was a great artist.
She was one of the greatest, and I think she was way ahead of her time, actually.
She had a famous brother.
That was Tex Owens.
What was he famous for?
Well, he wrote the cattle call. I know that. He got credit for it. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And actually, that tune is an old fiddle tune. Old one.
Oh,
and Tex put the words, took that tune and put the words to it.
Made a yodel out of it?
Yeah,
I reckon Eddie Arnold appreciates that?
He might as well, because that's where he got it.
Did you and Ruby sing together?
Oh, yeah, we had some pretty good loud duets. I never was no singer to speak of. I like to try, but our voices blended pretty good together. And she had a real heavy voice when she wanted to blow it out.
I'm asking a lot of questions that I know.
I don't care.
Because I remember, but a lot of folks don't know this. Now, you and Ruby, when did you join the Opry?
36, the latter part of 36, right at the end of the year almost, in the late summer of 36, if I'm not badly mistaken. Yeah. That's a long time ago.
Let's take a look at a tape of you made over 20 years ago.
Friends, here's the great Curley Fox.
How you doing, old buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, Curly. How you making out?
Oh, I ain't making it too fast. I'll tell you, I pushed it just fast as I can, but that ain't fast enough.
Oh, come on, Dad.
No.
You suppose we could prevail upon you to render us a little ditty?
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, if it was, it's bound to be. It's got to be. How about a mule song?
How's your lip? Is your lip in good shape?
Well, it's pretty long, ain't it?
Yes,
you notice that?
Yes, it was.
Oh,
pretty my mercy.
I'll tell you what, let's do Johnson's Old Gray Mule.
I'm for it.
I've looked at the south end of a northbound mule many a day.
Go on, Curly, go on.
Get on board, here we go. Whoa, boy. Somebody catch him hold him. Now Johnson had an old gray mule, his name was Simon Slick. He'd wall his eyes and switch his tail, and the mule could kick. He took him down to the foot of the hill to try him out one day. And every time he'd hit that mule, that old gray mule would say, this is what he said. Now this old mule, he kicked to his dying breath. He stuck his hind leg down his throat. He kicked himself to death, that mule would say. Now this is the pretty part. Oh, I'm telling you, it's awful to make one out of yourself on purpose. It's bad enough accidentally. Let's begin. I wrote it down with old mule, whoa, little mule, I say. Tie a little knot in old buck's tail, for he runs away. That mule would say, hold it, boy. Oh, you. Well, just a minute. Paul used to have a jar head over in Tennessee, there over in Ray County. Now that Ray County, that's over near Monkey, well, Dayton. You know, that's where they had the monkey. You wouldn't believe in it now, would you? But I came from over that section of the country there. That mule would wake us up every morning about 5 o'clock, whether it's Sunday, Saturday. I don't care if you went to bed at 4. He was up at 5, going something like this.
Yes, sir, that was Johnson's Old Gray Mule by Curley Fox.
You know, he's getting as wheezy as he can be.
What?
That mule.
Is it?
You know, oh, Lord, yeah.
Can you still do that? Can you still do that?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Who were some of the other stars on the Grand Ole Opry at that time?
Oh, heck, well, that's Sam and Kirk, of course, was there then. And there was Dr. Humphrey Bate.
Yeah. Were you when he was there?
Huh?
You were there when he was there?
Lord, yeah. I was there when they built the station. Oh, I wouldn't done it. I just kidding you. No, but yeah, I was there. Dr. Humphrey Bate, he was there, and old Oscar Stone, and Grandpappy George Wilkerson, and
Uncle Dave Bacon?
oh, Uncle Dave, yeah, that was one of the finest old showmen ever walked on the stage, brother.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you know, they thought he was out. I took him up through the Ozarks, and we had to bring money out in the wheelbar.
Yeah.
I swear, we didn't. Okay, and they thought he'd been everywhere.
Yeah.
So I used to do a lot of trailblazing. You know, I took the first group into Boston at the Gardens. Yeah, that was out of Nashville. Took the first bunch into Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they like to beat it to death up there after that. But anyway, no kidding. Battle Creek.
That's great.
Once at the Kellogg Auditorium, and oversold the house. My old friend J.L. Frank, you know, used to be jailed when.
Let's get into him, and I don't want to interrupt you here. We have a commercial break.
I'm sorry.
Thing. Pardon the interruption there.
I tell you a little story right quick about on Uncle Dave on that deal.
Yeah.
Man, that was during the time, you know, Forever Amber was banned in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a Sunday school lesson now, wouldn't it?
That's right.
But anyway, but it's the truth. But anyway, that was banned in Boston, so was the book, and so was the picture. And it was right after that we played the Garden. So Uncle Dave was a little slow getting out to the wrestling. They had a wrestling ring, you know, and we had to play that. So Uncle Dave, he was a little slow, brought two banjos and dragged them along, you know. And I said, Uncle Dave, you're a little late, you know. He said, yeah, I know I am. He said, I'm reading a sad book. Well, of course, I told him to say that. Now you better stay with the script when you told him something, though. I didn't mean to interrupt myself there, but I did. I'm bad about that. And he said, yeah, he said, I was reading a sad book. I said, what was it? And of course, he come up, you know, it was Forever Amber, and oh, they got a heck of a laugh on that one. They quieted down just a little. I said, well, Uncle Dave, for your information, Forever Amber is not a sad book. He said, buddy, you get my age, it is. And it like that he could have done anything he wanted to. He said, well, I stayed out there about 20 minutes, man. They still wanted him to stay on, you know, because he really sold them a bill of goods on that one little joke kept there.
Are you still performing a lot?
Oh, yeah. Get a lot better because I can't hear good as you used to.
Thanks for coming, Dave.
Thank you, buddy. I thank you. I hope to get to come again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've been talking with the one and only Curley Fox. So join us again for Yesteryear in Nashville.
Well, you don't hardly ever hear of a French harp anymore. That's what I used to call it. I guess some of the city folks call it a harmonica. Curly, what do you call it? A harmonica?
I call it a mug organ.
A mug organ.
That's pretty good. Just take in your mug and start blowing on it.
Oh, I see. You do play it, do you?
Well, I try.
Well, I'd like to hear you play a little.
Well, I tell you, I'll have to explain this thing because you know it's so far behind times. But T-model Ford, you seldom see one of those things anymore.
That's true.
You know?
Barron's got
and a
one.
train that who has?
Barron.
Yeah. Well, she put it in the back end of that Cadillac. But anyway, but anyway, you know, and then you got the steam engine. You done away with that.
Sure.
That train whistle, buddy, that's the lonesomest thing in the world.
True.
Used to be an old fella over home had a beard about 1.5 feet, 2 foot long, and he'd try to outrun that T-model train. You know, I mean the train with the T-model Ford he had. The
wouldn't.
truck. Yeah. I want to give you my version of how it sounded. We get the train going first, and then we'll see.
And they're off.
They're off.
Yeah, here we go.
And she fainted. All right, here we go.
Thank you.